Welcome to the Broken Pencil Booking Company Pro Wrestling Podcast and radio show infused with hip hop. I am Wood.
Made daily with organic, farm to table, localized, neuralized, sterilized, Scotch guarded for 2020 repellent, available online, shipped via Amazon, not available on Sundays, but now available on thebeastradio.com. Broken Pencil Logic. You stay classy, internet. I'm Suave Burgundy.
Another day, another 25 cents. Speaking of days, today is Friday, April the 8th. Year of our Lord.
Year of our Lord.
I said year of our Lord.
Year of our Lord.
20 and 22.
Amen.
20 and 22.
I was just about to say, in the house, we got my man Tony Snow. We can't have a WrestleMania weekend recap from the Metroplex and not ban and we ban the Snowman. Who would we be?
Bro, dude, I've gotten so jealous of you and all your triggers. I got my own. You ready for the Tony Snow trigger?
Oh shit. Hold on.
So we got to roll this back. You got to introduce me, and I'm going to hit my trigger, okay? You ready?
Go.
No, say it. Go ahead.
Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, dude, introduce me.
Ladies and gentlemen, live from middle of nowhere, Tony Snow.
Excuse me, Sonny. Do you know where I can find some booty?
Ah, shit. The man has a soundboard. He comes prepared, ladies and gentlemen.
I was just about to say don't get us canceled, and the first thing you do
It don't matter, because where the game goes,
is push the boundaries.
the game goes.
Whole lot of fucking gang shit.
You know?
You didn't answer my question. You know where I can find some booty?
Aren't you DJing for Lardy B on the 27th?
Oh, the 17th.
The
There's gonna be
17th.
plenty of booty at that show, yeah.
There you go.
go.
See?
That's where you can find it.
That's where you'll find all the booty
So apparently,
right there.
Haltom City, Texas is where I can find some booty.
I'd be really careful. I'm not going to discourage anyone from doing what they want to do with their lives because, you know, pro-choice, whatever, do your thing. I'm just going to say be careful.
But yeah, no, I'm doing another show with Lardy B. If you haven't checked her out before, make sure you come out. She's incredible. She's got a new single out now. It's called Weenie on Me. It's a parody of Adele.
No.
So yeah, go check it out.
Oh man, the women's Weird Al right there, Lardy B. Yo, WrestleMania 38. Once again, WWE goes out of their way to make a shit card into sugar. I think it was considering it was 2 nights, which was definitely the best move. I was.
I think I'm shit into chicken salad. Come on.
I think I'm in disagreement on that. 2 nights is a good idea thing. I think they made 2 nights of mid when they could have made 1 night of wow.
Nah, man, I got so tired of 6, 7, 8 hour long WrestleManias. And
I'm not saying keep the same matches. I'm not saying keep the same number of matches. I'm saying if you took it's like a double album. If you took the best songs off disc 1 and the best songs off disc 2, you might have had a near classic album.
I trimmed the
fat. You know how long the first WrestleMania was?
It was 4.5 hours, wasn't it?
I don't think it was even that long. I thought WrestleMania 1 was only like 3 hours.
3 hours. That's right. 3. Okay.
We do have Google. Let's find out.
But the longest one prior to, was it 2019, was the Dallas one. Now the 2019 one I fell asleep on. The 2016 one, I was like, when is it going to fucking end? And like, go ahead.
32 versus 35, basically.
Yeah.
I hate when it gets to where the semi-main or the main event come around and the crowd's exhausted from being there all night and they're dead for it.
That did not happen on either night, which is crazy because on Saturday night you had a more than halfway decent women's title match with Ronda Rousey and Chick Flair. And then you go into Stone Cold and Kevin Owens. And the crowd popped big for Stone Cold and Kevin Owens.
Well,
I mean, did you think anything else was going to happen?
Not in Texas, no. Go ahead.
Can we go through the whole card, top to bottom? I want to see your reactions.
Sure. Yeah. No worries. Let me, as I pull up my Google machine here.
WrestleMania 1 was 2 hours and 16 minutes.
Damn. See, look at that, less than 3 hours.
Not even on pay-per-view, on closed circuit television.
And I gotta tell you, man, like I've been one of these that's been quick to hate on WWE ever since we've gotten alternatives. You know, ever since there's been other choices, I've been quick to call WWE cheesy and carny shit and everything. Dude, this was the best WrestleMania that I've seen since WrestleMania 30.
Damn.
And no cap, dude, like so much better than last year. The numbers don't lie. It was up 58% over last year's Mania. That's just the Peacock viewership.
Speaking of no cap, Paul Heyman landed the fucking plane on Cap on Monday when he ran down the entire WWE business model.
Those are stats that needed to be put out. Like,
I totally agree. I couldn't agree with you more. There was
I'm definitely on the opposite side of the conversation with you and Snowman about how good this was.
All right, let's run it down.
Yeah, let's do that.
The most disappointing thing of the weekend happened in the very first match: the Usos versus Booger Sugar. And
yes, the team we have dubbed Booger Sugar.
Shinsuke Nakamura and Rick Boogs. And
before we even get into that, let me just say kudos to WWE for cutting out pre-show matches, because in my opinion, pre-show matches were a waste of time and it screwed over the talent, because talent, when people would purchase WrestleMania, the DVDs, or purchase WrestleMania period, the workers on pre-shows wouldn't get any royalties for it because they were on the pre-show. That was one of the reasons Austin Aries left after him and Neville's match.
There's also with those pre-shows, it was usually either a tag team match or a lower card title match.
Yeah, and so I was kind of upset we didn't get a U.S. title or Intercontinental title match, but I'm glad we didn't get a pre-show match.
I would have gladly taken both of those title matches in lieu of some of the things we did get.
Agreed.
Because like some of these matches that ended up on these cards to fill them out would have been pre-show. Like, for if the Usos were not tag team champions, tag team championship would have been pre-show. If Randy Orton isn't a part of the tag team match, tag team titles would have been pre-show.
Yep. And both of these.
So the first match you said was Sugar Booger and the Usos?
Yeah, Booger Sugar and the Usos, in which Rick Boogs attempts a deadlift of both Usos on his shoulder in a rack position.
Squat.
And he has one knee to the ground. He tries to lift that knee up off the ground and tears the quad off the bone. Your winners and still the Usos. And Rick Boogs is on the shelf.
For up to a year, they're saying.
Yeah, I saw one of those reports was basically saying his muscles were too strong for the tendons in his leg.
Rick Boogs said his quad was too strong for the leg, and it just ripped off the bone.
Similar to what happened with Bo Jackson when he ripped his hip out of place.
Ran out of his fucking skin.
Yep.
Strong.
Same thing with Triple H. That happened to Triple H. It can't be the same for Kevin Nash, because we saw Kevin Nash's leg in a pre and post surgery. But that's what happened to Triple H when he tore his quad as well. To truth be told, possibly could have happened to Vince McMahon when he ran into the Royal Rumble and tore both his quads.
So there is such thing as having too much muscle, guys.
Yeah, it does happen, but you know.
Drew McIntyre defeats Happy Corbin.
It's a body business.
Drew McIntyre defeats Happy Corbin. That's a match, even though it was finally time for Happy Corbin to lose.
Scratch.
That could have been replaced with the Intercontinental or U.S. title match.
Why are they punishing Drew McIntyre, man?
Something tells me
I don't know if it's punishment or they just expect, because Drew's been champion and on top, that it was supposed to raise the level of a match with Happy Corbin. But it's Happy fucking Corbin. It's not bum ass Corbin. We're not interested.
Something tells me that he's going to end up being the one on SmackDown tonight, talking to Roman Reigns, trying to challenge next for the title. But I don't know.
That's what I've read.
I think
God! I haven't read that shit.
I think Drew got screwed, and I don't think he's been given a fair shot. Like when he was the champ during pandemic. You know how hard that shit is.
Yeah,
Facts.
yeah. No crowd. Like you had, you were wrestling for screens. This is the equivalent of wrestling at center. Actually, wrestling at center stage for an entire year is better than wrestling in front of screens.
I'm good on face Drew. I need Scottish psychopath back around.
The Miz and Logan Paul defeat the Mysterios in a tag team match in which the Miz, after the match, turns on Logan Paul.
Could
have been pre-show.
Could have kept this too.
You could have
been a pre-show match.
You could have canceled this. You gave these last two matches 20 minutes, and we'll get to what happens to the New Day here shortly. But you gave these two matches 20 minutes. Wait till you hear what happened to the New Day. Bianca Belair defeated Becky Lynch and became the winner and new WWE Women's Raw Champion. Now
match of the night for me.
Is it me, or am I overjudging this by thinking that Becky Lynch wasn't trying to protect Bianca Belair this match?
They worked snug.
Well, I mean, everybody seemed to work snug. It just seemed like Becky Lynch went out of her way to try to make Bianca look bad, and that may be perception, but I'm in looking at it and not being in attendance, or especially not being on the inside of the ring for that matter. It came off as, I don't know, man. Am I right for, especially after seeing Bianca Belair's face afterwards? Am I right in having this feeling?
Now that you mention it, I mean, it was nowhere near Shawn Michaels and Hulk Hogan at SummerSlam, but
I mean, you don't necessarily have to. Okay, you can feel that way because there's footage that would give you that feeling. I thought about it more and I was like, okay, this match is on the same card on the same night as Charlotte and Ronda Rousey. It's not above, assumption that they went out there, and Becky in particular went out there and wanted to upstage whatever was coming after them on the card.
No doubt.
And it's those two Bianca and Becky are awkward together. Like the chemistry isn't quite like
that. Might be what it is. Yeah, okay.
It's not Sasha Bianca chemistry.
But I still think they had the second best match on the card. Honestly, I don't know, them or the Stone Cold thing is, in my mind, it was much better than Charlotte and Ronda Rousey. That was some hot garbage.
The story of this Bianca match was definitely better than the actual match was, in my opinion. But the story was damn good. So that's not saying the match was bad. I just felt bad for Bianca. That's all. But I'm glad she got the W. Cody, and one of the moments of this night, Cody comes out as the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, in full American Nightmare regalia to be the mystery opponent for Seth freaking Rollins, in which he gets a clean victory after 3 crossroads in the middle of the ring. This was a damn good match.
I'm just glad he didn't come out as the Galactic Nightmare.
Homelander coat with face paint.
Yo,
when he did the cartwheel and the Stardust thing, I think that was great. Like, I think that should be the last one and only time he does it.
I think that was goodbye to Stardust. I think that's exactly what that was.
But when he was in Ring of Honor, and I think he even did it once or twice in AEW, he would do it, just as kind of a mocking thing, and the crowd would always pop for it. But I think I don't think he should do it again. I think that should, like you said, goodbye to Starbucks. That's what Stardust.
I mean, that's cool too.
Starbucks and their overpriced coffee, and having the nerve to have a tip jar out after you just asked me to pay $8 for coffee.
Shit, these bastards done got so COVID-19 with it. They decide.
And you scream my name out wrong,
bro. They want you to tip before you get your shit. Nah, bro. There's
caramel frappuccino for Suave.
Suave. Is there a Suave?
Suave.
Suave. Caramel frappuccino for Suave.
Suave Burgundy. Do we have a Suave Burgundy?
Fuck out of here.
Give me my frappuccino, you no good son of a bitch. You didn't even put extra caramel drizzle on here. You whore.
You're like your job, get another one. Fucking frog out, whore. Don't fucking touch me, you goddamn rent-a-cop.
Play games.
Sounds like a stage name, Caramel Drizzle.
Say, don't get nobody no ideas. We got people listening, man.
Of the jokes I have told. Oh dear. But yeah, I mean, it was cool.
The Cody match was great, man. The fact that they put in that homage to Dusty near the end, and
it was good because it was real wrestling.
It was real wrestling. He wants to wrestle. You know,
it wasn't goofy, corny.
He wants to wrestle.
And
Cody is an accomplished wrestler. He was a high school state champion wrestler. He wants to wrestle,
not do flippy do bullshit. So I'm happy for that. But here's the other thing about it. Like people had known and assumed that it was gonna be Cody for so long that you almost needed to throw in somebody else to swerve the crowd. Like if the Undertaker gong had gone off, everybody would have marked the fuck out.
Especially after what he said on Friday at the Hall of Fame.
Exactly, foreshadowing, which kind of makes me feel like those rumors about him potentially pulling out of the match, Cody Rhodes is who I'm speaking of, that might have had some validity to it, maybe. But throwing the curveball here would have been a good look. If you had thrown the curveball with
that's the only curveball you could have thrown though.
That's the only one that wouldn't have gotten booed.
Yeah, you would have.
We went through that last week. We told you how this gonna work.
You might have had a small scale, right? We did, didn't we? We had one name. We had one name in particular. We'll come back to him in a second.
Right, foreshadowing.
Oh my God!
I'm just glad it wasn't Goldberg.
Oh man!
Because we put him on the list.
He was on the list.
Yeah, you could pull this out, but it ain't gonna go well.
Chick Flair versus Ronda Rousey. Chick Flair retains as the SmackDown Women's Champion. Ronda Rousey was pissed.
Riddle me this.
Talk about no chemistry.
Oh, man.
Yet again. That's why I said put them. Didn't I say weeks ago? Put them all in the ring. Fatal 4-way, winner take all.
We had almost 40 minutes between two matches with two women on each side. I mean, one woman on each side of those two matches with no chemistry.
I'm just saying. I think if you had switched opponents, if you had Bianca challenging Charlotte, I think they have better chemistry. Everybody wanted to see Becky and Ronda, and I'm not so sure the hype is on it like it was, because you beat Ronda Rousey for what reason I do not fucking know. And now Becky Lynch is probably off to do Marvel movies.
But yeah, she's definitely not, like, if Bianca Belair can show up with a black eye and one eyelash on Monday Night Raw and Becky is nowhere to be found, you know she's taking time off.
I mean,
and then shutting it down. You have Kevin Owens for the KO show challenging Stone Cold Steve Austin to a no holds barred match. This was exactly what it was supposed to be. A W for Steve Austin in the same place where he started his wrestling career. A beer fest, an advertisement for his new Stone Cold American Lager. I thought Graves was capping, calling it American Lager, but no, he has the IPA and then Broken Skull IPA, and then he has the Broken Skull American Lager. And so we found that out as he drunk a whole lot of beer, and he was in phenomenal shape.
He just didn't tan, that's why he didn't take his shirt off.
Yeah, he was in phenomenal shape. But
he put work in jorts.
Oh boy, and I mean he took some blows too. Like, it wasn't like he did some punk shit. He did some damage. And
they fought out in the crowd. They say, "COVID be damned, we finna give you a show."
And it was active. The response. Cody, 2 matches prior to, almost an hour prior to this happening, Cody comes out to easily the pop of the night, which you thought may have been the loudest pop of the night, only to be outdone by Stone Cold. How do you have that?
I don't know if he was outdone though, man, because still I've been hearing more about Cody than about Stone Cold actually wrestling.
But
because Cody showed up the next night, like Cody's gonna be there. That was Austin's
that was his swan song. He hasn't wrestled in 19 years.
Dude, so do you guys want to go behind the curtain on this a little bit?
Sure, why not? That's what we do.
That's why we're here.
So this was Kevin Owens. This was how Kevin Owens decided to re-sign with WWE. This was part of his package. He's been Stone Cold Steve Austin's been his mentor for years. There's actually a couple little documentaries on Kevin Owens online that you can watch, and you can see he's showing text conversations they have. You know, Stone Cold would text him after big matches and go over matches with him and stuff. So when Kevin Owens was re-signing with WWE, he said he wanted this much money and he wanted a match with Steve Austin. And so Kevin Owens got what he wanted. They told him to lose weight, get in shape, and look at him. He looked better than I've seen him in years. He looked like just getting to Ring of Honor Kevin Steen. This dude is in shape, bro. Like, he's been hitting the cardio. And then the match was just phenomenal. Austin kept going back and forth on whether there was actually going to be a match. But, dude, when I had a friend of mine come over who hasn't watched wrestling in years. When he watched it last was during Stone Cold's peak. And I told him Steve Austin wrestled at Mania, and he didn't believe me. So I showed him the match. And, dude, he thought that, like, he's like, dude, he only looks different. He's just moving around slower. Like, he was taking suplex bumps on concrete, dude. Like, we got a full match out of Steve Austin. It was unreal.
That's a man who knows I'm done with this shit afterwards. I'm going to give you everything you need now. Don't ask me to come back.
17-minute match, bro. 17-minute match.
And to a certain extent, I don't know if anything before or after that match lived up to how live that crowd was. It seemed like it was all downhill after that, even with the stuff we like.
Yeah, I mean, Cody was the only thing that came close to that. Bianca bringing out TSU's band.
I was just gonna go back and mention that. That was some fire shit.
Yeah, that was next level. I mean, it took some Texas. You had to be either from Texas or representative of a HBCU or understand the HBCU lifestyle to appreciate how fire that moment was. And there were plenty of people in that crowd that appreciated it. Total for the crowd for night one was 77,899, which I predicted to be about 74,000. So I was spot on there.
Dude, and shout out to Coach Prime for, putting on for HBCUs, man, and calling out all those teams that didn't show up for his pro day.
Facts.
Good call out.
Coach Prime is one of my favorite people.
This whole next in line shit is real, and he's making it like Coach Prime is essentially the same coach for whatever the college is on All-American Homecoming. And he's setting the blueprint for college players to get paid. He brought $30 million in revenue into the city of Jackson behind Jackson State and their football program.
Made Under Armour drop out.
Dude, he got Shake to make a Coach Prime signature razor, and all the profits goes to Jackson State.
I mean...
Oh, he went in there with a fucking plan. Now, that part, I ain't no cap. He went in there with a plan. He got Jackson State all the way up, and now he's working to help other HBCUs get their levels up too. This ain't just I'm at Jackson State. I'm gonna get all the recruits because I'm the one with a state-of-the-art facility. I want everybody to have a state-of-the-art facility. He's about the culture.
That's right.
Which makes him one of my favorite people.
And here's what's crazy. The fact that you have people coming for his forehead because he's applying for jobs in bigger schools.
I don't think he applied. I just think his name popped up. Like the Florida State shit, it was like, oh, Deion Sanders is coaching. He went to FSU. There's an opening. Maybe we can pull him. Like, I don't think he just, air quotes, applied. Because why is Deion Sanders applying for anything?
Yeah, he got the same smoke for TCU as well.
Like, bitch, you either gonna offer me something or you not. I don't apply for shit.
These reporters is cap, and people like SAS need to shut the fuck up with this whole you can save college football by doing this. Like, no. Like, at the end of the day, if he decides to stay at Jackson State, if he decides to leave Jackson State, it's his decision to make. Ain't nobody gonna tell me how to make my money. I can sign a deal with the devil. Guess what I'm gonna be? I'm gonna be working for the devil.
But now let's keep it real. Is Division I NCAA?
You in hell, motherfucker. Sorry.
Yeah, is Division I NCAA football the way it's currently constructed? Is that some shit that needs saving?
Truth be told,
or deserve saving.
Truth be told, you want me to keep it all the way live with you? The one thing people aren't saying.
What it is?
SWAC football, aka Jackson State, aka Texas Southern, aka UAPB, aka Grambling, and the Prairie View, and the four other schools that we haven't named off yet, is Division I college football.
But you know what I'm saying when I say that.
Oh yeah, I do know what you're saying. But here,
FCS schools, the ones
that's
that
my
they
point.
put on channel, the ones they put on ABC, the ones they try to line up on ESPN all fucking year.
The way they say
those schools,
they Rosa Parks in this shit. They basically trying to classize by saying things like Division 1A versus 1AA, FCS versus BCS. All BCS means is super conference. That's it. Every school that's in the super conference should be subject to an NCAA investigation for pay scandals. Every fucking one of them.
The part of it that completely fucks me up, and it's almost funny. It's the kids you really don't want at your university, but when they decide not to come, now you pissed off.
Now it's a problem.
Like, you didn't want him here. You thought he was a liability. You're like, yeah, you can run fast. But that's what it is. I don't have to look you in your face to watch you run fast. Because you got a helmet on. Well, what happens when the helmet comes off? I don't really want you here.
And you notice how many blue chippers aren't going to North Carolina behind that bullshit that they came out on them? Passing these kids with general studies degrees and college and classes that don't exist?
You watch the University of Missouri almost die off.
Multidisciplinary studies.
Boy, and which
leads me to some more shit. Like, Bianca Belair went to Tennessee State. Like, we're talking about a company that has like $1 billion in revenue.
She didn't go to Tennessee State.
Yeah, I believe so. No,
she went to University of Tennessee. She was a volunteer.
What?
Do your Googles. Peckety peck.
Yeah, fuck you. I'm gonna do my Googles. You know, know what I'm on. Now, y'all keep talking while I'm doing this, because this shit gonna take a minute.
Yeah,
fuck you, Googles. We Bing gang over here.
Bing.
You know what Bing stands for? Bitch, I'm not Google.
She first went to the University of South Carolina, then Texas A&M. She went to 3 different schools. None of them were HBCUs. So now I see why they did TSU.
Yeah, but she finished at the University of Tennessee. That's where she was a SEC All-American.
Well, that's not the only place she went.
That is not, but that's where she represented. In fact, they did a Monday night. Was it Raw or was it SmackDown? SmackDown, where they had her in Knoxville because Kane was there.
Did she lose when she was in Tennessee? Because you know that
she got beat down. She got beat down.
You see what the fuck I'm talking about? Like, why? Who came up with that?
Nothing was worse.
Like, you would think home would be the one place you shouldn't get your ass kicked.
Oh man, Sasha Banks and Cena called hell in Boston. God damn.
Like, see, that's stupid shit that needs to die.
Like, that man. Yeah, break that chain. Night 2 WrestleMania kicks off.
It's not as bad as Bailey in San Jose.
That man, boy.
Bailey had to turn somebody down because, like, her shit has been fucked up for going on 2 years now.
Dude, can I please get some Bailey booty back in my life, please?
Yo, I really thought she was going to be a moment at WrestleMania this year. I really did, because we haven't seen her since she was on commentary.
We're still hoping for SmackDown.
I thought she was gonna be, week after Mania. So I'm holding out for SmackDown.
Thought she was gonna be active. Hell, me too.
No, I didn't think she'd be Mania. I thought she'd be the week after Mania, like a surprise, like Raw or SmackDown after Mania. So I'm hoping.
Right, Charlotte needs a new challenger.
And who better than fucking Bing Bong Bailey? I love heel Bailey. She's fucking great.
Bing Bong Bailey. Bing Bong.
That song is getting so much steam right now.
And dude, Alexa Bliss is nowhere to be seen. Like, she wasn't at Mania. She wasn't backstage at Mania. Her booth at WrestleCon was empty. Like, where the hell's Alexa Bliss?
Probably somewhere with Wyndham Rotunda. They're trying to figure out her next career move.
Auditioning for movie roles.
Man, night 2.
Jeez.
Night 2. We had. I'm sorry.
How many matches did we cut from night 1?
So that's why I was about to stop. So we cut one match from night 1, which was the New Day versus.
No. When I say we, I mean us, not WWE.
WWE. So we cut Drew. We cut the Usos and.
No, we did not.
Oh, I'm sorry. Miz and Logan Paul.
Yes.
So
now
2.
You can give me Ray. You can give me Ray versus Dominic in an exhibition in place of it, but fuck that tag match. I don't want that.
Yeah. So we cut 2 matches, and they cut the New Day versus whatever these Irish blokes are called.
Down to a 1.5-minute squash match.
Right. So we cut 2 matches. That leaves us with a total of how many?
That leaves us with 5.
Okay.
For night 1.
All right. Mark those 5. Let's go to night 2.
The night that the New Day wears their Big E tribute gear, they get squashed. And they're hardly in front of the camera at all.
But that's the equivalent of taking a 45-second squash at home. That's, man.
Go ahead into night 2. We got more shit to cut.
All right. Kicking off the night, we have a fatal 4-way. I'm sorry, a triple threat. RK Bro versus the Street Profits versus the Alpha Academy. For the Raw Tag Team Championship. Great moment with Riddle getting that crazy ass RKO for the win.
Bruh.
But after the match, Gable Steveson comes in for the most lackluster overhead throw.
Thank you.
I just like,
why was everyone making such a big deal about it? Like, okay, Chad Gable was just in this crazy ass match where he took ridiculous bumps, but yet he can't get up from a really shitty over belly to belly from Gable Steveson. It was horrible. It was the lamest belly to belly in the whole show.
I think we got to take a chill on belly to belly suplexes for a little bit. Just because of recent events, maybe let's take a break from that.
And the fact they keep showing Big E's, like, come on, man. Like
yeah, stop prostituting that footage. Like, that's fucked up.
Bobby Lashley, RK Bro retains. Bobby Lashley versus Omos.
Love Bobby Lashley, didn't need this.
This match should have been a pre-show match. So we'll cut.
Should have been on the episode of SmackDown before the Hall of Fame.
We'll cut this one. Johnny Knoxville and the whole Jackass clan versus Sami Zayn.
Got it. I'm the one that was like, I posted one of these wrestling groups. I was like, who writes this shit? Like, why is this on Mania?
This was I thought it was one of the worst gimmick matches in the history of WrestleMania.
Sammy didn't resign for this. What was in his request package?
But I will say that it turned out to be quite entertaining, but it was not necessary for the actual main card. It didn't belong there. We'll cut this one too. Oh man, I feel so bad for this one here too. Fatal 4-way for the Women's Tag Team Championship. I almost had this one. I had 50% of this match for this match changed, and the other 50% I didn't get. And how we got it, this match was a keeper.
I thought it was the Fabulous Moolah Memorial Women's Battle Royal.
Whoa. We don't talk about Bruno.
We don't talk about Moolah. No.
I thought that's what I saw going on in the ring when I saw all these women. This is an actual tag match.
Oof.
We don't talk about Moolah.
We don't talk about Moolah, man. The fallopian tube invitational? No, we don't.
You think this is dark side of the ring?
Did you notice that every single woman came out by themselves with their own intro? And that makes sense because none of these tag teams had any chemistry whatsoever.
And if you're going to be a tag team, you need to be a tag team. The only tag team that's a tag team was Sasha Banks and Naomi, and even they came out separately.
They're still in infant stages of their tag team maturity.
And so we had Naomi.
Naomi, Stephanie McMahon's fingerprints all over it. They're not doing a women's battle royal this year. So they had to do something to make sure they get all these women on the card. So they do this huge cluster F of a match just to give everyone their shine.
You need to cut it.
Sasha and Naomi win over Carmella and Queen Zelina, who were the champions. Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley and Natalya and Shayna Baszler. Let me put something out here too. Maybe I shouldn't even bring this up, but I'm going to anyway. Starting off the match, or coming to the ring first, Sasha Banks and Naomi, right?
Okay.
The very next person comes out is Liv Morgan.
Yes, and when the moment I saw her, I said she could handcuff me to a bed and burn me with a cigarette.
My goodness.
But
the views of Tony Snow are his and his own.
It's okay. There are others who feel that way.
Dominatrix, did she not? She had a whip. She was dressed in leather. Like, what are you
burn with the cigarette? That's intense.
Man,
it's really intense.
So,
she comes out by herself, and then Rhea comes out, and it's awkward as hell. And it's supposed to be a tag team.
Tony, here's the issue I had. Liv Morgan came out with a fucking whip. following 2 black women.
Oh, dude, I didn't even think of that shit. Oh, fuck. I was thinking the dominatrix angle because, you know.
Which I mean, there was some cosplay involved. But, like, these are things that, even though it may not have been what it appeared to be, or actually, it may have been exactly what it appeared to be, but that doesn't mean it could have been something else. Because if I'm thinking it, that doesn't mean I cannot be the only one thinking this.
Yeah.
I'm just saying
we've had these thoughts with other promotions. With this promotion, like the most egregious one was like dragging Darby Allin from the back of a fucking SUV
in Texas
during Black History Month. That's the worst ever. That's gotta be all time worst. But you know what? That's a mixtape we need to do for next year's.
I don't even know if anybody needs that much shine on some shit. Like I'm only bringing this up because
motherfuckers need to know.
I was accused of assuming that this was about slavery.
Well,
let me land this plane by saying this.
Okay.
A, if that's what you think, then who's really in the wrong here? Me for being mad for a white woman following 2 black women out with a whip, or you for bringing up slavery and trying to throw it back in my face? Number 1. 2, this is the same energy of people having a Confederate flag as part of or being their entire state flag, and you not wanting to change it because it's part of your heritage. Fuck you.
I mean, and then there's that. Shit, Next.
That said, cut it.
You need to cut it.
In Denton, those same idiots that didn't want the fucking Confederate soldier flag or statue removed.
Bro, how about this? I remember about 5 or 6 years ago, President Obama was in Durant, Oklahoma at Durant High School. And probably, I happened to be driving through there on my way to Tulsa. And I didn't know what was going on. All I saw was like 6 pickup trucks that had Confederate flags. Riddle me this, Tony. When did Oklahoma become a state?
Dude, I don't even know. And I live here.
1907. Tell me what the fuck the Confederate flag has to do with Oklahoma in 1907.
Bro. Well, I don't see any of them around here anymore, but what I do see and I've gotten sick of is people drive around with these obnoxious "Let's Go Brandon" flags.
Yeah.
Oh, I've seen some of those.
Yeah,
everywhere up here, man.
All of these things is the same. It's the exact same energy.
Like they lined up with flags on the back of trucks and giving out free popcorn, but everybody's strapped with rifles.
Like I don't care I don't care who you vote for. I really don't.
No way.
What I'm not going to stand for is you minimizing what the contributions of African Americans in this country are, no matter how little they are, and by trying to usurp them by having racial overtones in the process.
I'm just like,
or racist overtones, should I say? Anyway,
just going back to where you were basically accused of talking about slavery when you said nothing that pertained to slavery whatsoever.
Like,
if that's where your mind went first, then obviously you had to see it too.
Swab, you want to know what my wife's response to that was?
Oh, I'm pretty sure I know.
What's your favorite 3 words?
Hell, you mean?
Close.
Fuck, you mean?
Starts with boy.
Boy, fuck you. You see that? Now, that's how you throw an alley-oop.
Oh, shit.
For those of you kids out there trying to get your game together at the courts and at the gyms, that's how you go off the glass. I knew what it was, but I had to let him, cross over, come up court a little bit.
2 parts hydrogen, 1 part oxygen.
Boom. It's all about the boom.
All right. Edge and AJ Styles. Edge wins by pinfall with a, not even interference, but with
horrible match.
I thought it was a decent match. The finish was trash.
Sorry, great match, horrible finish.
Now,
being fair on WrestleMania Sunday, I actually fell asleep on this. I had to go back and watch it. To be perfectly honest, I had supplies, and I missed a great deal.
Sadly,
of the middle of this card.
Sadly, Suave, I did say that this was going to be the sleeper match of the night. I didn't fall asleep on it. I thought it was a really great match until the end. But this match was doomed from the start. AJ walked down the ramp with a huge dripping gash on his face. And
Because
Corey
he
Graves
to the WrestleMania sign.
His head on the sign.
Corey Graves called it out. But God damn, that was nasty. Like, and you could tell in his face he was mad.
What was AJ doing to run into the sign? Because AJ is not the tallest superstar on the roster.
Well,
Moss didn't hit his head on the sign. What gives you the?
It was slanted, and he came in from the side, and he didn't walk in the center. He walked in from an angle.
Because normally,
kids, when you're not centered.
Normally AJ does the put both your arms down at a 90-degree angle, and then pop his head back, and then throw the hands up. He didn't do none of that shit.
He didn't even put his hoodie on. It's like, damn, bro, stay in character.
The finish pissed me off because in my mind it buried AJ Styles. Like here you have one of the most accomplished superstars in your company over the past 5 years.
Yeah, like what do you do with him now?
And like he loses because a tall guy walks up ringside. And like, come on, dude. Like really?
Man, I honestly see Jay Lethal energy coming from AJ Styles right now.
But you just turned him back face.
The same trajectory that AJ had, that Jay Lethal is giving is what I think AJ is going. And I mean, hell, look at how many times they turned Big Show. Big Show turned so many times that no one gave a fuck.
We don't talk about Big Show, no.
Now, on the other side of it, I am really happy for Damian Priest to be getting linked up with Edge because,
bro, Punishment Martinez is back.
Dude, I've been a huge fan of his. I interviewed him years ago at Ring of Honor when I was working a loop with them, and he was one of those down-to-earth guys. Dude, did you know that he wasn't even familiar with wrestling until he was in his 20s? He was a bartender at the Hammerstein Ballroom, and wrestling would come through there, and that's where he was first exposed to it.
And then he won one of those Ring of Honor tournaments, didn't he? Like one of the same tournament that Donovan Dijakovic or Dominic Dijak.
He won Survival of the Fittest. He got an immediate title shot, and he won the television title. I was there. It was a great match. But yeah, dude, he's freaking incredible. He also had a match at Supercard of Honor 3 years ago, maybe 4, against Tomohiro Ishii, and it was incredible. It's definitely
the Stone Pitbull
gem. Yeah, the Stone Pitbull and Punishment Martinez. It was ridiculous. But yeah, so I think that they're a great faction. I think they would be great together because I love this like evil, devious, like monster that Edge can be when he's a bad guy.
So here,
three questions about this before you do that.
I think one of the questions you're about to ask. Go ahead.
All right. 1, is Edge's new character direction a pseudo Undertaker tribute?
That's actually part of the question I had.
I thought it was a response to the House of Black.
That was gonna be question. That was gonna be question 2. Have you heard what Twitter's been talking about? Well, Brody King put out a either liked or put out a tweet that says, "When you order the House of Black on Wish."
Brody King tweeted that. Yes,
that was a reply. That was a reply to someone asking, "Name this faction from WWE." Somebody from WWE's social media team posted it and said, "Name this faction." And he says, "When you order House of Black on Wish."
And then somebody else did about the House of Black when you ordered the Ministry of Darkness on Wish. Which I don't necessarily believe about any of them, but looking at Edge's entrance, because that's like, damn, if The Undertaker was still wrestling, this would have been a fucking home run of an entrance. I'm like, Edge is one of the only people that... His record at WrestleMania is one worth touting, because, hell, up until the time he wrestled The Undertaker, he was undefeated, and I don't know how many losses he has after that one.
Truth be told, Edge has a claim for Mr. WrestleMania. Based off win-loss records, because Shawn Michaels has a losing record at WrestleMania.
I was about to say, seeing the fact that the guy that's been called Mr. WrestleMania the past 20 years hardly ever won at WrestleMania.
That's almost the reason you call him Mr. WrestleMania, because he has a losing record, and you don't fucking think about that when you think of him at WrestleMania.
And Edge's record actually is 7-5.
Is it?
Yep. Actually 8-5 now.
How many fucking more did he lose after losing to Undertaker? That was part of their story, that he had never lost.
Unless this message is counting when he lost at 2000. Actually, no, he won. He won in 2000.
Yeah, up until his, what was that, like 2009?
So both the TLC matches, he won.
Right.
Let's see here.
I don't think he. Well,
02 was Booker T. He won that one.
Okay.
05 was the Money in the Bank. He won Money in the Bank. 06 was Foley.
Okay, he won that. That's 22.
07 was Money in the Bank, and that's the one Kennedy won.
I don't count that as a loss.
I mean,
it's a fucking ladder match. I mean,
yeah,
a loss on everybody else.
Basically, is what this. Yeah, basically. 08 was Undertaker.
Okay.
9 was 25.
Okay.
And that was a loss to Cena.
To who?
Cena.
Is that the triple threat match with Cena and Big Show?
Yep.
Oh fuck. Well, at that point, I guess you had ruined it, so you can beat him whenever you want to. Did he take the pinfall?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He took the fall on that one.
Okay. Well,
and then 2010 was Jericho, and he lost that one.
Well,
that was
I was talking about.
That was Chris Tucker Jericho there with words. Do you understand the words that I'm saying to you right now? So yeah, and then
I'm the only one that enjoyed that Mick Foley match.
No.
Say it again.
No, it was a hardcore match.
Everyone's always crapping on that match, and that match where he speared Mick Foley through the flaming table, like that was one of my favorite Edge matches.
Who's crapping on that? That's not your friend. Whoever's doing that.
These people don't belong. These people don't belong in your circles.
Yeah. You gotta sweep them out. Those people don't mean you any good.
Dude, I even have the Edge figure from that match. WWE put out action figure of him in that cutoff outfit with the bat and everything.
Let's see here. Moving forward, though, the next match is the match that got cut from night one, which only was touted at a minute and 40 seconds.
And because of that, you need to cut it.
Bitch, Botch, and Butch versus the New Day.
Damn. Wait, so who's the bitch and who's the botch?
Sheamus is the bitch. Ridge Holland's the botch.
Wait, what did Sheamus do to get the?
Well, because he won bitch by process of elimination. Ridge Holland's obviously botched because of what he did to Big E.
That's super disrespectful.
Butch,
like you treating him like Charles Barkley, and he ain't did shit to nobody.
Ridge Holland also hurt Ricochet. Don't forget about that. He broke Ricochet's nose.
Ooh.
No, Ricochet broke his nose. My bad. Reverse that.
Oh yeah, he shattered that man's face.
Shatter machine. Should have been standing there.
He's in the way. One of my favorite matches of the night, which didn't go long enough in my opinion, Pat McAfee defeated Austin Theory.
I'm a Pat McAfee guy after that match.
Yeah, Pat. I was a Pat McAfee guy before this match. This just solidified the fact that Pat McAfee really should not be behind the commentary table. He should be in front of it.
But even still,
so many memorable moments, man. Wrestling is all about creating moments. And bro, when he did that backflip off of the top rope and then hopped right back up there and suplexed that dude, holy shit, bro.
Pat McAfee set a record for being the only person to commentate during his own match at WrestleMania, while also becoming the third person to commentate during the same WrestleMania he had a match in. The other two being Jerry Lawler and
JBL
and Michael Cole.
JBL was in that. Oh no, that was a Rumble. That was a Royal Rumble where JBL got up and joined in the Rumble.
So you mean to tell me The Rock didn't jump on commentary at any of the fucking WrestleManias he main evented?
Who's that?
Not?
JBL?
The Rock.
No. I'm you know what? Now thinking about it, he probably did grab a headset, like especially Chakal Rock. or Ka-chow route.
17.
While you were talking records too, we forgot to mention Stone Cold Steve Austin, oldest person to ever headline WrestleMania.
Damn.
He did headline too. Yeah.
Oldest main event WrestleMania. He's 57.
57 years old.
You now good try Terry's in the gym.
Now he's logged out the chat.
No, Hogan's in the gym getting ready for Cena right now.
Oh no, let's hope
now
not.
that you done said it, night one of Hollywood.
Following the McAfee Theory match, McMahon decides that he wants to have a match with Pat McAfee, and it was just a shit show.
I know what they were going for and what they were hoping for, but what we got was so bad that it was good.
Well, I mean, it wasn't Vince McMahon versus Pat McAfee. It was Mr. McMahon versus Pat McAfee.
This is correct.
It was the guy that came out and made his entrance swinging his arms like they were trying to resurrect the villain from the Attitude Era, and Stone Cold saved it again. Like
that
when he came out at the
80.
end, and you had that classic Stone Cold versus Mr. McMahon face off, dude. Like that saved this whole thing.
So that man is almost 80. It was a bad idea.
76-year-old man, bro.
You see what I'm saying? That is a bad idea from every possible angle.
So let's rewind for just a second. Night one, Austin stuns Kevin Owens and Byron Saxton.
Of course, as you should.
In night two, he comes out and stuns Mr. McMahon. Austin Theory does an airwalk, but Mr. McMahon has Madison Square Garden was the worst stunner ever until April 3rd.
Bro,
so he has the two worst stunners in recorded history.
And
two of the three best stunners ever were that night, though, because Pat McAfee and Austin Theory had two of the best stunners.
Pat McAfee spewing the beer and Austin Theory with the airwalk. Oh my God.
I got Scott Hall in there somewhere with the double stunner, and then The Rock has taken more fantastic stunners than anybody in the history of professional wrestling.
The Rock going over the top rope was my favorite.
I knew Austin Theory was going to be legit, man. I know the guy who managed him when he was in Texas and helped put him on. The same guy that managed Sammy Guevara. His name's Lance Romance, the original player.
Yeah.
Founder of the International Players Club. And he's been singing Austin Theory's praises for years, man. And whenever he's that big on something, like the last person he was that big on was Sammy Guevara. And then before that, it was Lance Hoyt. You know, like he was one of his guys. Like everyone's worked with Lance. So like, yeah, I'm sold on Austin Theory. It's obvious Vince is sold on him. I think the guy he's only 24. This kid's gonna be a star.
He gave him the Drew McIntyre curse.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he sure did. It's almost as bad as putting him on the cover of Madden.
Yes, it's the McMahon curse. Anybody he comes out publicly and says they're gonna be champ, it doesn't usually go well. He's gonna have to leave and come back. He'll come back.
Remember when John Cena said that Zack Ryder was a future WWE champion?
Well, then there's that. Well, I'm Swole Megatron. Never say.
I mean, never say never. That's what Taker said.
Undertaker. But you know what I really took away from this match?
What's that?
That Pat McAfee beat a 24-year-old man, and Pat McAfee's what?
He's in his mid-30s or early 30s.
He's like 34.
34, yeah.
You know,
he retired at 29.
Yeah, retired at 29. Started training with Rip Rogers in 2017. Here we are now, 2022.
Let me tell you something. If you're going to train with anybody who's going to give zero fucks about your body, let it be the hustler Rip Rogers.
Well, I mean, he comes.
Wonder why she's so good. He trains Serena Deeb.
So he comes from good stock. But he's a professional athlete, above average size. Like I say, he very much fits being in a WWE ring. He doesn't look like what you would treat a punter like. Like in football, we don't consider punters to be football players.
He's arguably the most physical punter in NFL history.
I was about to say, he was the guy that would chase down return guys and tackle the shit out of them, man. He was not your stereotypical punter.
He saved many a run back.
Punter. He was the all-decade punter.
Exactly, which completely feeds into what I'm about to say. He beats a 24-year-old future world heavyweight champion. Austin Theory, obviously no slouch. 76-year-old Vince McMahon, after Pat McAfee beats the 24-year-old, he comes in and kicks the shit out of the 34-year-old.
Yeah, but Austin Theory helped him. He cheated, man.
Show me how to bury two people that you really need at the same time.
in 13 minutes.
So truly, this was a buried alive match.
Let me do this one here for you. This one is factual. The second one I don't know about. Now, I'll probably venture that it would be later, but on Saturday, do you know how far into the pay-per-view Stone Cold came out?
How far?
3 hours and 16 minutes.
Oh yeah, I did hear about that. Yeah.
Like I actually hit pause on my on the CAC.
Now that's fucking masterful. That is absolutely
great
masterful
planning.
Timing.
If you cancel the New Day match for that on night one, perfect, outstanding, great.
Fucking
timing.
floor director did their thing.
However, I think it happened again on night two, but I would probably think to say that it was later than 3 hours and 16 minutes in. But if you try to do it 2 nights in a row, good for you, especially with more matches. And then the final match of the night. This is your daily acknowledgement. Your tribal chief and head of the table, gang. Roman Reigns, the Universal Champion, with the God MC, Paul Heyman, against the Raw or the WWE Champion, the Beast Incarnate, Brock Lesnar. And we thought we were about to get a dusty finish. We did not. We got a ref bump and a nut shot, and the tribal chief takes home both the WWE Championship and the Universal Championship to become the undisputed WWE Universal Champion.
Hey, Suave.
Yo.
Have you acknowledged your tribal chief today?
Absolutely, I have. And I have no problem doing it again. We are the ones.
So, do you guys want to go behind the curtain and you guys want to know who produced all these matches?
I mean, it's out there now. You might as well.
Yeah, the general public needs to know this.
All right, so let's see. Let's start at the beginning of night two.
Wait, hold on. Before you do that.
How many matches did we cut?
There we go. We cut Omos and Lashley.
Yes.
We cut the Jackass Phenomenon or Jackass Freefall.
Indeed, we did.
We cut the women's tag team match.
We sure did.
We cut Bitch, Botch, and Butch.
Uh-huh.
And so that means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 matches from night two, totaling close to, it's actually over an hour of TV time, but close to an hour in match time. So we had one, I'm going to count the Pat McAfee, Austin Theory, and Mr. McMahon fiasco as all one match, is one big segment. So that's,
yeah, they're going, yeah.
So that's 1, 2, 3, that's 8 matches that we have between both nights to make up a masterful WrestleMania card.
So exactly my point. You could have done this in one night, given me 8 matches. Everybody would have had ample time to tell their stories. And all you have to do is either shift Austin to the beginning of the pay-per-view or leave him where he is in that exact middle part to where when he comes back out during McAfee and Theory and McMahon, you get a double pop. Everybody would have felt like they got their money's worth.
And you can still do it at 3 hours and 16 minutes. Sunday night's attendance was 78,453 for a grand total for the weekend of over 156,000.
Yeah, assuming, some of these people aren't like, ticket holders for both nights.
And now they're saying sold was close to 130,000 sold.
Okay.
So for a gate at WrestleMania, by far this will be the largest gate ever at WrestleMania because it's over the course of 2 nights.
And your headline is your tribal chief. That's another acknowledgement.
Factual. Go ahead, Tony, with the producers.
Yeah, here's who produced every match, and some of these are gonna blow you away, and some of them are gonna make total sense. Right.
I'm more along the lines of the ones that make total sense, but go ahead.
Night two, the main event, Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns, was produced by Michael Hayes.
As always.
And they say that the last third of the match didn't even get done because of Roman's injury, but
right, and I'm waiting to see how that injury pans out because you can tell they went ahead and went to the finish.
Dude, so the bitch, the botch, and the butch, Kenny Dykstra was the producer for that match.
Wow. I didn't even know he was backstage.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't even give him an L or a W for that because they shot his tires out before he got to driving.
Factual.
Pat McAfee and Austin Theory. That was a Jamie Noble match.
Jamie Noble, boy.
AJ Styles versus Edge was a Petey Williams match.
Okay, Petey.
That's fitting.
Okay, Petey.
The women's 4-way tag match was Sean Daivari, Molly Holly, and Tyson Kidd produced.
I was actually going to say Molly Holly, and the fact that Natalia's in there makes sense with Tyson Kidd. Go ahead.
This is not a shocker at all to me because the guy's a fucking idiot. The Johnny Knoxville match was produced by Hurricane Helms and Kenny Dykstra. The Bobby Lashley versus Omos was produced by Adam Pearce, and Abyss produced the Raw Tag Team Title match.
Abyss did a good job with that then.
Finally, because he had a couple strikes on his record.
He had some strikes for sure.
All right, and then night one, let's see. Sean Daivari produced what do you call it? Booger Sugar.
Booger Sugar.
and the Usos. Yeah, that was a Sean Daivari match. Abyss produced Happy Corbin and McIntyre. Adam Pearce produced Miz and Logan Paul versus the Mysterios. Tyson Kidd and Molly Holly produced Bianca Belair and Becky Lynch. Oh, here's another non-shocker. This tells you how valuable this man is. Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins was a Jamie Noble match.
Jamie Noble, boy.
Ronda Rousey and Charlotte Flair was Pat Buck, and then Kevin Owens and Steve Austin's match was produced by Michael P.S. Hayes.
Charlotte Flair and Ronda Rousey was Pat Buck.
Yeah, that was a Pat Buck match, and he retired after he quit after the event.
38 years old, and that was the last match he produced for WWE.
Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins was the longest match of the night at 22 minutes long. The shortest match was the Usos versus Nakamura and Boogs.
For obvious reasons.
Booger Sugar, but for obvious reasons, that match should have been way longer.
But yeah, so Jamie Noble is the man. I've been telling people this for years. He knows his stuff. He's a hell of a producer, and he knows how to put matches together.
He got a monster right there. He got a monster pop at Monday Night Raw too.
He deserves it, man. The guy's a genius. 2 of the best matches of WrestleMania, and he produced them. Come on, man.
I'm saying, like, the realest segment of your audience is usually at the Raw after WrestleMania. That's where you get your real fans who are spending real dollars, because it takes a lot to stay and watch that much wrestling over a weekend. And you buy the travel packages. You motherfuckers are breaking international laws to get into the country to come see this. Like, it's a lot of espionage and different shit that goes on. Like, those are the people you need to cater to, because those are the ones who are going to drop out stupid amounts of money.
Yeah, when Cody got on the mic after Raw, after his dark match with Kevin Owens, which I don't know why that shit wasn't broadcast. It was incredible.
You know why? Save money.
Yeah, well,
don't give away what we can sell.
And Cody was talking to the crowd, and he asked who all there was there from travel packages, and half the place exploded. Like, there was a lot of money in that building. A lot of. You know that Cody Rhodes, all 3 designs of his T-shirt are sold out at the WWE shop already.
Man, and they're fire too. Oh, speaking of Cody Rhodes,
take that pro wrestling tees.
The first thing that I noticed was the fact that
a T-shirt company, man.
They were.
So,
go ahead, Tony.
They're just a T-shirt company, right?
Yo, so one of the first things I noticed when Cody came out was the fact that his neck tattoo was in HD, like 8K at that.
It looked like he had that bitch touched up.
He got some extra blue and red thrown on that bad boy just for the event, and it got ready.
He went to go see Oliver Peck and Deep Ellum or some shit.
No, actually, he gets his tattoo work done in Denton.
No shit.
Yeah, he got his dream tattoo done at my homie's tattoo spot on the square in Denton.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where I hung out with him outside of wrestling a couple times. He lived in Denton, and he used to go to Cigar Frogs and smoke. And then, he invited the owner over to his place one time for a cookout, and then the guy just kept showing up at his house randomly. So he quit really doing social shit.
Jeez, bro.
So
know the boundaries, damn it.
So check this out, man. We had representation all over the Metroplex for WrestleMania weekend. We knew we weren't going to WrestleMania after Suave and I both decided that after catching the dreaded that we were cool. We end up going to
as Tony coughs in the background.
we end up going to Ring of Honor, Supercard of Honor, because we weren't going to let the whole weekend go by and not miss everything. So we decided to catch one fire ass event, and this one definitely did not underdeliver.
What a show, man! What a freaking show!
I'll run down the card real quick. These are pre-show matches. This shows you the difference between ROH, whether Tony Khan owns it or not, and WWE. Colt Cabana versus Blake Christian opened up the show in a very fun match. Very technical, but very fun. AQA defeated Miranda Alizé by pinfall. Tully Blanchard comes out and announces his new faction with ROH, Tully Blanchard Enterprises. And brings out his newest tag team of called the Gates of Agony, consisting of Toa Leona and Khan. Man, monster tag team versus the Shinobi Shadow Squad of Cheeseburger and Eli Isom.
Dude, I've been telling people for the longest time, it's only a matter of time before the right eyes get on Khan and he gets his shot. I've been telling him that. I had a show with him at Dog Pound before, the weekend before this happened, the weekend before that. And I was telling him, man, I'm like, dude, I cherish every event I have with you because I know there's not going to be that many more because soon you're going to be on TV every freaking week. And the guy is just everything about him. He's the perfect pro wrestler, dude. He's just too good.
He looks like money. I've just never heard him talk before. I'm sure we will soon.
I think you and I have been to over the last couple of years, but like six shows maybe. That sound about right?
Probably.
Every show,
sure.
The only person.
There's something we probably forgot.
The only show that we have seen one person on, this particular person on every card was Khan. Khan has been on every card that we have watched. That should tell you something about that man's work ethic. Dalton Castle.
Get into it.
Dalton Castle defeated Joe Hendry, and then we kick off the pay-per-view with a monster match. Swerve Strickland versus Alex Zane. Swerve defeated Alex Zane, and man, Swerve got some go.
Strickland,
man, if you haven't seen that man live, go out of your way to do so. Tully Blanchard had a mystery opponent for Ninja Mac, and that was revealed to be the Swoverine, the Wellness Monster, Brian Cage.
My God, I want them to use the Wellness Monster. I swear I do. Like, fuck the connotation it's going to put on him. I think you can play around with that and it'd be interesting television. That is a fucking money
That's
name.
Money.
Speaking of which, Brian Cage looked better in this match than he had looked the entire time he was in. The entire time he was in AEW.
And it came damn close looking at better than he did the entire time he was in Impact. Real close.
I'm like, damn, why weren't we giving him squash matches like this? He could have been throwing, name somebody.
Anybody.
He could have been throwing Marco Stunt like this every other week.
Oh, man. Jay Lethal defeated Lee Moriarty with Matt Sydal, in which we saw Jay Lethal turn heel. And it looked like Matt Sydal was about to turn with him. And it came out he just decided to go back to his old heelish self, which came out on AEW Dynamite this past Wednesday. Mercedes Martinez defeated Willow Nightingale.
I was waiting for Truth Martini to hop out there with them, bro. How awesome would that have been?
I did say something about bringing out the House of Truth while I was in attendance, but it remains to be seen. But he did get some help later on in the night, though. And what could have easily been and probably was the match of the night, this match had moment written all over it. Was definitely the longest match of the night. People around the world, being in Curtis Colwell, which is a great facility for pro wrestling, by the way, did this match absolutely no justice. But the fans in attendance did show their appreciation, as it was loud as hell. FTR, your AAA tag team champions, versus the Briscoes, the ROH tag team champions, and in a clean pinfall with the Shatter Machine, the FTR defeated the Briscoes to become the ROH Tag Team Champions. And a great match in which the Briscoes actually followed the Code of Honor.
That's the whole reason I showed up.
And we got our money's worth with that match alone. And then the fucking the Low Warriors, the dumb fucks, come out here and
my boys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I love the Young Bucks so much, man. I'm sorry, ain't nothing y'all can say.
Yeah, you're in the minority on this one.
Look, pro-choice. Everybody has a right to do what they feel is best for them.
It starts out as a personal thing, man. Like I met them years ago at Juggalo Championship Wrestling at the Gathering when they were broke, and they had a tag match against a Juggalo tag team called the Haters. And
that's just
so fitting.
Video game shit for real.
Exactly. But like we hit it off, and then when I worked with Ring of Honor, we always got along and had a great time. And outside of the ring, they're great guys. Like they don't go out and party. Like the show's over, they go back to their hotel room, they go to sleep. They're all about getting home and getting to their families. So no matter what they do in the ring, I'm gonna be a Young Bucks fan. They send me 8x10s every year for my birthday. I got like 8 of these bitches.
Why am I not surprised by them?
Dude, I got one of them and Marty together, and they signed it. DJ Tony Snow, where do you think you're going? Happy birthday. One of them and AJ Styles all signed. Happy birthday, DJ Tony Snow. Like they've got to everyone's favorite DJ. Like. Yeah, dude, they hook it up. So, but I loved it, and I loved how they followed up on being the Elite this week. The episode was entitled "Teleportation" because they were on Rampage. They wrestled on Rampage Friday night, and then all of a sudden they're at the Ring of Honor show in Texas.
Before Rampage starts, they're in Texas.
Yeah,
that's funny.
And so. On Being the Elite, they talk about it, and they're like, this has never been done before. And Nick's like, well, actually, and he starts doing the fucking Rick Rude. Yeah. So, yeah, dude. They're my guys, man. I love how when they came in, super kicked everybody, and then their promo when they said, we're the guys who ran Ring of Honor. Then we left and started our own company and came and bought Ring of Honor. Come on, man. That's such good heel heat, bro.
Yeah, it was definitely.
I mean, it's a good line. I'm not arguing any of that.
It's cap and no cap at the same time.
Yeah, they very much work well in a heel setup. I think that's where they work best. It's just then there's that.
The fact that you guys are like disgusted by them means they're really good at what they do.
One could argue,
but is that true if you're disgusted by them? Because fuck it. Fuck it. I just won't even. Yeah, I'll chill.
Yeah, remember we're trying to not get canceled.
Right.
Let me go back for just a second.
That's what we're doing.
Mercedes Martinez won the interim ROH Women's Championship.
What's going on with all that? Because last I heard, Deonna Purrazzo was the Ring of Honor Women's Champion. Because you won it from Roxy. Like, why is there an interim title? Do you guys know?
Don't know why, because we haven't seen any ROH programming. But I don't know where Deonna Purrazzo was. Was she in the Metroplex this past weekend?
She was at WrestleCon. She had a booth at WrestleCon, and she had the titles with her.
Huh?
Maybe they're setting up the next show with another angle. I guess I don't know.
Actually,
maybe she's not contractually able. I don't fucking know. Where's Tessa Blanchard in all this?
I love Mercedes Martinez though, and I'm glad she's getting some shine.
That's why Deonna wasn't there. She actually was booked to be at WrestleCon at the same time as Supercard of Honor.
I mean, Kanos would have paid that back.
Here's my thing: why create an interim championship just for this shit? Like you can just say the winner.
Why did they create an interim TNT championship? Like, why? That was so stupid. Like,
so now you have 2 belts.
Well, not anymore.
Darren Lambert's got one, and then Scorpio Sky are getting it.
Dude, I was getting tired of seeing Sammy walk around with 2 of them on, but I'm loving the whole Dan Lambert as the co-TNT champion. That's just brilliant.
Especially as two of the exact same belts. Like it's not like it's the Intercontinental Championship where actually there was a subtle difference. But at any rate, I digress. But that match, the Mercedes Martinez Willow Nightingale match, kicks off the top half of the card. And every match from that point on was a championship match, including the FTR and the Briscoes. The next match, Rhett Titus versus Minoru Suzuki for the ROH World Television Championship, in which Minoru Suzuki actually won his first American title during this match.
He's been the Rev Pro British World Champion, but he's never had a U.S. title. I didn't realize that.
Yep. So it was a great look, and it was great. We actually got to see a legend who is having a second coming of his career, like a second wind, if you will. At this show. Did you sing along
to his song, you Mark?
No, but the rest of the crowd did.
Bro, they made sure to play the whole thing too.
Oh yeah, he came out 2 minutes into the song for sure.
Bro, I ran into him the night of the Mark Hitchcock Classic at the Fairmont. He was coming out of the bathroom as I was going in, and he was looking at the walls, and he goes, "Ooh, American style bathroom."
Bullshit.
Nope,
you lie.
I swear to God.
That's so great.
It was me and Jay Briscoe walking to the bathroom, and Suzuki was walking out, and he goes, "Oh, American style bathroom, oh."
It was me and Joe Jackson. Shout out to Tila.
Suave
Minoru Suzuki moment. Yeah, that was fun.
For the ROH Pure Championship, the champion Josh Woods loses to Suave's guy in a surprise pinfall. The Great
Yuta.
Bro, I've been
Yuta, bitch.
I've been a Wheeler Yuta fan for a minute. He was roommates with my buddy Jackson Stone, who Jackson's fucking incredible. He's got a mental health charity called You Are Loved that's all about suicide prevention, and he uses pro wrestling as a vehicle to get his message across.
Hit the bell for that.
I got it.
He's been the MPX champion, the prospect champion. Like, he wrestles MPX a ton, but he's wrestled all over. He wrestled Walter in Europe. Damn, man, the guy's great, and he put me on to Wheeler Yuta a while ago. He brought Wheeler into MPX. No one knew who he was. He didn't really get much of a pop or much of a response to his match. But look at him now. The guy's freaking incredible. Dude, it's Ron Murray. Price just went up.
Price just went up.
The price of this podcast is going through the roof.
Yesterday's price is not today's price.
At all.
Yeah. The game.
We got to make them. My bad. We got to make them pay for what they did to the Cold Crush.
Facts.
We taxing on everything. Don't cry about it. It's fair. Straight up.
Charging for napkins.
Do you hear me?
Mr. High School Holla himself, KKDA, K104's own Ron Murray, BPBC gang. I mean, hold up.
Whole lot of fucking gang shit.
It's only right. We're just running down this ROH card because I know you got a bunch of shit to talk here, Ron. Just a second.
Most definitely.
Rounding out the night, we had Jonathan Gresham, the ROH World Champion, taking on Bandito. I'm sorry, Jonathan Gresham was the interim champion, and then Bandito was the actual champion who came out with Hola Chavito. One thing that did happen during this match, though, Bandito hit a 60-second suplex.
Held Jonathan Gresham up in the air
for 60 seconds
and counted the other.
And some cool shit. His manager, he sent his own manager to the back. I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Yeah, I don't want you cheating for me. Get away.
Yeah, like, Chavito got sent to the back. It was a wrap for that.
The last 5 minutes of this match were rough, though. It kind of showed Bandito's inexperience because
the right man got the belt.
Right. I'll keep it 100. Like, being in the building, nothing should have went on after FTR and Briscoes. That should have been the main event. We should have, the whole angle with the Young Bucks, that should have closed the show.
But the Briscoes were booked at Impact Multiverse of Matches to go against the Good Brothers. That's why they had to go on so early.
Yeah, that's actually on Impact this week.
So that same night, right after they wrestled FTR, they went and wrestled the Good Brothers for Impact, like an hour later.
Kudos to them for traveling across the Metroplex, delivering joy and entertainment to everyone
on a Friday night with 250,000 stragglers in our city.
And this was the day after they won the GCW World Titles back. They're now the GCW Tag Champions again. They beat the Hate Club.
Tony, do you know why they lost them in the first place and in the way they did?
It was stupid. I know they lost him to the Hate Club, and it was dumb as hell.
Yeah, it was weird.
It was
and
weird.
Awkward.
Like it was.
It made us think they were going to AEW, like it was imminent that they were going to be on AEW TV.
I think it might have been, and then now that Tony got the titles off of him, put on FTR, now they're going back to the GCW titles. They don't give a fuck now, you know. Like it's obvious AEW is not going to use them. I'm the biggest Briscoe fan in the world, but I'm also a realist. They were booked there to get the titles off of them, and they're brand new titles. They're throwback titles to the old school way and all that shit. Like it was a coronation ceremony for FTR, bro. It really. That's
I mean, and it was definitely a goodbye to the Briscoes from ROH because I mean, even the crowd was like, you know, I even started the "Thank You Briscoes" chant while in there.
Yeah, and, like they kept. Why did they take such a curtain call? You know what I mean? If they weren't leaving, and yeah.
I mean, the shaking of the hand. So following the code of honor, the hugging of FTR after all 3 months worth of shit talking.
FTR called them the greatest tag team in the world. They did. They called the Briscoes the greatest tag team in the world. Why would
I absolutely heard it. I'm just like, shit, I can't really argue with it after what I saw.
Yeah, it was.
I've been singing their praises for years, man. Ever since they crossed over and won the IWGP tag titles, I've been a Briscoes guy.
Let's just keep it a buck. Like you don't be a punk ass tag team and win the IWGP titles. I mean, like let's look at the list: the Road Warriors, fucking the Steiner brothers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
my favorite,
the Briscoes. I mean,
Vader and Stan Hansen.
Now look, Vader had an eye knocked out in Japan, so that should tell you everything you need to know about IWGP tag titles. Somebody got smacked.
They work snug.
Steve Williams and Terry Gordy.
Now Will Smith works snug.
Well, hey.
Stan Hansen and Vader throw potatoes.
Bones.
After the Jonathan Gresham match, we had Jay Lethal come out again, do a beat down on Jonathan Gresham, along with the player from Himalayas, Sanjay Dutt, which brought out a returning to ROH, signing with All Elite Wrestling, Samoa Joe, which was...
My gripe with this is if Jay Lethal's going to turn heel, I think he should turn heel as Randy Savage and do the Randy Savage heel turn.
I'm not mad at that.
Like when Savage was wrestling against DDP, come out in the Madness NWO black and white to be heel black machismo. Come on.
Nah, we keeping it old school. I need him to dive off with the ring bell on somebody like when he did it to Ricky Steamboat.
In the thoke.
Oh, you need the orange trunks with the stars on them.
Yeah, that's the macho man I want in my situation. Yellow boots.
So that's your
man to party.
So from you watching on pay-per-view, Tony, and Suave, from you being in attendance, man, like what do you guys take away from the ROH show?
Crowd attendance wise, I expected a lot more.
Factual. It was
the match I came for was everything I thought it was gonna be, and for that reason, I'd buy the pay-per-view, even though I was there just to watch that match.
Totally agree. That crowd was probably a third, maybe a half of what the capacity is of that building, and it sounded like the building was full. So the crowd was active, even though there was nowhere near capacity.
Now we'll give Curtis Caldwell Center some credit because we had a different opinion about what it would look like as a wrestling venue. Truth be told, there's not a bad seat in that venue.
We were at the very top of the venue and had a perfect seat for all the action. It was great.
Essentially, we were in the press box.
Or the equivalent thereof. Tony, what did you see from it?
Man, now I went into it, you know, if you know me in my wrestling career, Ring of Honor is the first wrestling company I ever worked for. So I was spoiled, right? I actually, at the Fairmont, I ran into Gary Juster, the guy that I speak so highly of. He's been like the main guy for WCW, WWF, Ring of Honor. He's the one that organized All In with Cody and the Bucks. Like, the guy's a legend and a genius, and he got me into Ring of Honor. And so I went in there looking at it through eyes of someone that's been there, been backstage, and I love that they stayed true to the Ring of Honor that everyone knew at its peak. You know, like when I was working with them, they were the hottest ever. Cody delivered them the biggest box office they'd ever gotten when he won the world title from Christopher Daniels. The Young Bucks were giving sold out houses everywhere. Like when we came through and did Gillies, it was completely packed, dude. They had, I don't know how many thousand at Gillies for that Ring of Honor show. And so when the Bucks and Cody left, when the Elite left, they, the last Supercard of Honor that they were there was in New Orleans, and there were 19,000 people in attendance at the UNO Dome.
Damn.
Yeah, I was there. I have pictures. It was crazy. It was like ridiculous. And then they left to do their own thing, and Ring of Honor never recovered. Like they went and did Madison Square Garden, and it was okay, but that was more because of New Japan. So when they shut down after the pandemic, I wasn't really surprised, but when they said they were going to relaunch, I was afraid it was going to be like NXT 2.0. You know what I mean? Like
right.
A reimagining. And so props to Tony Khan for not changing it at all. It was the same presentation. They even used the same stage design that I was used to. It was like I was taken back to Ring of Honor at its peak.
Considering he bought all of the property, all of the physical property of ROH, I mean,
the production equipment and everything. He can literally plug and play.
That's the best thing that he could have done, because it makes it for an easier transition. Even with 3 months off and you had time to train people, why retrain those who already have the formula down?
And so the purists like me, they love it. Like those are the people that were there. We're the purists. We're the Ring of Honor. I want to say day ones, because they've been around. It's been around for 20 years. But the people that were there since, there weren't many new Ring of Honor fans, I'm sure is what I'm saying. And so, plus honestly, the card really wasn't a huge selling card to the casual fan.
It was that card was about one match and one match only. I can tell you that's the only reason why we went there, was for the FTR versus the Briscoes.
Everything else was window dressing. Everything else was a bonus.
So it didn't really have matches that would draw the casual fan from other promotions. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. Like whenever the Bucks were wrestling for Ring of Honor, you'd have the Young Bucks versus Killer Elite Squad. I mean, you don't have to be a Ring of Honor purist to want to see that match. You know what I mean? If you're a decent wrestling fan, you'd want to go see that. There were other things that would draw. This just didn't have it. Now, if Samoa Joe had been announced on the show, it would have drawn a shit ton of more people.
Yeah, right, but and the price would have definitely gone up. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. No pun intended, Ron Murray.
True. I was happy with every match. Like I said, the match at the end, the main event, they had a little couple botches at the end, and I think Bandito's talented. I just questioned when they put the title on him to begin with, because I really didn't think it was his time to try to be the face of a company.
That was my first time ever seeing him in person or on television. Like I had never seen a Bandito match before.
Well, so at All In, it was incredible, because it was Kota Ibushi and the Young Bucks versus Bandito, Rey Mysterio Jr. and fucking.
Oh wait, that was him.
Yep, okay, then same person. Yep.
And so and before then, when he wrestled that match, he'd only been wrestling a little over a year. Like he started in Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, and that's where he was like discovered and shit.
Yeah, the West Coast diehards are very familiar with him, but like over here, like unless you caught him like in Laredo Championship or even at AAA, like you're not going to be used to seeing him. I even saw him at what was it? Final Battle. Is where I saw him against. No, I'm sorry, not Final Battle, because that's where Jonathan Gresham got the interim title against Jay Lethal, was at Final Battle. So yeah.
But it was a great pay-per-view, man, and that FTR and Briscoes was great. Having my boys the Bucks come in and set up Dynamite, which that match last night was ridiculous, dude. The Young Bucks and FTR for the titles on Dynamite last night was unreal.
Yeah, no
Such
doubt.
A great match.
Ron Murray, where you go?
So yeah, I'm happy, man. I was worried when Tony bought it that he'd try to change things and ruin the product, but I'm happy in the direction it's going, man. Ron Murray, you're muted.
He might be double muted. Ron, you
Can you
there?
hear me now?
Yeah, perfect. There you go. What
Fantastic.
up, man? What up, Ron?
What's up, fellas?
What's happening? What it do?
Tell me something good.
Man, you
Shoot,
tell
I woke
me.
up this morning.
You Mr. Press Box. Every WWE event that had a ring in it, I saw you were at this weekend, including.
I tried to hit them all.
You didn't try. You that's if this is you trying, and I sure don't want to see you exude no effort. Shit.
I hate I couldn't get the foot action to see Sasha Banks and Shelton Benjamin. He was at one of these game stops. I love that. Not even just like the NXT, the Raw, the WrestleMania. I love the fact that WWE had so many events throughout the Metroplex to where, hey, let's say you can't get to Raw, but you can see this person at the zoo. You can see this person at GameStop. So I love the fact that they tried to make it like an experience for everybody, you know, not just at Mania. So shout out to WWE for that.
I think we should have a top WrestleMania moments mixtape real quick. Like, what was you guys' top moment from WrestleMania this past week?
For this year?
Yes. What was your top WrestleMania moment from this week?
Well, hold on. So let me pause it real quick. So Suave stepped away. As soon as he comes, let's do it when he comes back, because he definitely he got smoke for this one. Yeah, he got big smoke for this one.
There was a few moments to have smoke with, so I can see that. I can see that most definitely.
I definitely had smoke with my moment.
Got it. Perfect timing, Swab.
Yep.
Go ahead, Tony.
No, so since Ron Murray, when I say his name, you're supposed to hit that trigger. What the fuck? What?
No. Why do I hit that? Why should I hit the trigger and he's here with us?
Because you're asleep at the wheel.
Am I though?
Don't just clock in when you want to, Randy Moss.
No.
I take plays off.
Wow.
Since Ron Murray price just went up, has been to all these WrestleMania events and all he was at.
Price just went up.
There we go. And since I was around some WrestleMania stuff, I said we should have a little impromptu mixtape of everyone's WrestleMania moment from this week. What was your WrestleMania moment?
So Ron, since you were in attendance, what's yours?
So the moments, we just talking about our favorite moment, not the bad moment, because I got a little bit of both.
Your favorite experience from WrestleMania this week?
So my favorite experience, I would say is two experiences. I love that Stone Cold was able to come back and really close the chapter in the book on his career. I love that, coming out there, you know, beating Kevin Owens like he's a stepchild that he don't even know where the father is. He beat him like that, you know. So I love that match, and for him to be 57 to take those bumps and just taking all those and then drinking those beers. To me, it was to a point of like almost and I don't want to get struck down, almost like a religious thing going on, because it's like, hey, we're wide. Like, this is really the end in regards to Stone Cold, but he had a solid match with Kevin Owens. And my other moment, and I didn't think it would hit me the way it would, it was The Undertaker. Because night one, they brought out all the WWE legends that came out, you know, Queen Sharmell. I think the Steiner brothers were there for night one. I don't know if they were for night two, the Steiner brothers and all that. But of course, Undertaker came, they gave him his flowers. And I thought those were probably the two best moments from WrestleMania, really just getting the honors and just seeing guys that we watched growing up really just, you know, be appreciated. Those are my two favorite WrestleMania moments right there. Or it's a tie. I'll say that.
Right on. Suave, what you got?
My favorite moment from this WrestleMania?
Yes.
Uh-oh, it already sounds like some smoke.
I told you.
I mean, I truly enjoyed seeing Roman Reigns lift both titles up at the end of WrestleMania.
Acknowledging it again.
Because for once, the right decision was made and wasn't no bullshit in the midst of it. Like, let's make the right call. Let's move forward and get more of this money. Other than that, I really like the TSU involvement with Bianca Belair.
Boy.
Yeah. Shout out to the Ocean of Soul.
Ocean of Soul had me frat stepping. I hadn't done that in years.
You set it out. You
finna bust down like Belair? You finna get to it?
I hit the shit, fellas.
Yeah. Too cold. Is that how you feel?
Ice, baby.
Too cold. Man.
You know what I'm
relax.
saying?
Yeah.
Easy.
goes without saying, Austin was extremely fun. And Cody and Rollins, because it was real wrestling.
Right on. Tony Snow?
Well, I had a couple. First off, Cody Rhodes' entrance, dude. I've been there live. When he was on the Indies, and the room would go dark, and that theme would hit. It would just give you chills, bro. It's like it's the perfect theme for him, and so I was glad he got to keep it. I'm glad for the guys in the band Downstate for getting that licensing bag, because I'm sure it ain't cheap. So they getting their music played at WrestleMania. That's big for them. But yeah, Cody coming out, that entrance was it gave me goosebumps, dude. I'm not even gonna lie. And then on a personal note, getting the hot box with Rob Van Dam was pretty incredible. And
that's not Mania. That was Manic, but that's not Mania.
Yeah, that was Mania weekend for me.
That's stunting right there.
And dude, JBL talking all this shit about how much money Teddy Long owes him all day. That was great. Every time JBL would come by the table, he'd talk about how Teddy still owed him for this hotel room, or for this dinner bill, or for this toll at the tollway. And
that's hilarious. You still owe me dollars, bro.
Exactly. So yeah, okay. What about you, Wood?
Man, if we're gonna talk about the whole weekend, Briscoe's FTR just before the first collar and elbow tie up, that was a fucking moment. Like, you could just feel the anticipation building there. It was magical. Cody's entrance was crazy. Just the pop, watching that shit on TV was crazy. Stone Cold acting a damn fool, hitting. How do you hit two of the best stunners you ever hit, and then also hit the worst stunner you've ever hit on the same person who also gave you the worst stunner of your career up to that point? Magical though.
He sold the kick like hell though.
Who Austin or McMahon?
No, Vince sold the kick to the stomach too much. That's what happened.
For real.
I don't know if it was selling it more so than it was a shoot. He might have got hit.
That man lost track of his equilibrium.
Oh,
that shit
man,
was about to go terribly bad.
Hey, but also this too. The WWE production team turned sugar into shit, or shit into
Life
sugar.
alert.
They took the worst stunner ever and turned it into a masterful piece of work over the course of like 3 seconds over the weekend.
I wouldn't say they made it look masterful. They just cleaned up a lot of the shit in the middle. They stitched him up real good.
The stuffing ain't out of it.
There you go. They reupholstered a busted seat.
Oh, and then
Weekend at Bernie's, where they take the dead guy around and make him look like he's alive for a little bit.
You see what I'm saying? A 76-year-old man. That could have gone horribly wrong. Did we
You
learn?
guys know that Keith Richards from the Rolling Stones, he's actually been dead for 10 years. They Weekend at Bernie's his ass every concert.
Wheel his ass out on a U-Haul cart.
Allegedly. Let's do that. Allegedly. And then lastly, the RKO that fucking Matt Riddle gave. Oh man, that just
that was
that just. And then Michael Cole putting stank on it too. That does Michael Cole. That was Jimmy Smith putting that stank on it, man. It was either way. Everybody had great moments, man.
You can tell RK Bros just having a blast. They're enjoying life together, man. You can tell that, like Randy Orton told Teddy that Matt Riddle is the only guy that can grow his favorite strain of weed, and that's why he likes him so much.
That's hilarious.
Because
did Randy show
a huge stoner?
Did Randy show Riddle the cheat code to get around the wellness policy?
They removed marijuana from the wellness policy 2 weeks ago, bro. You didn't hear?
But Riddle's been on the roster for a while. He didn't stop smoking.
Yeah, he's been on the roster like 5 years now at this point.
But I am glad you broke that news though, because I didn't know that.
Yeah, they removed it from the wellness policy, so they can all smoke now.
All right, let's get Rob Van Dam back on TV.
Now with his wife. That's not kid-friendly television there. You
got to make some sacrifices,
the sweetest
bro.
girl, man. She's the sweetest lady.
I bet she is. But do you think she has family?
The gimmick doesn't play well on you.
Yeah, that's not family-friendly programming.
I mean, can we make some programming that isn't family friendly? Like, we got 3 different shows.
Seat, man. She's been in my back seat. I slept in that back seat.
Hey, yo.
That is neither here nor there. I'm trying to save television, and you're trying to get us canceled. Like, But for real, like WWE produces maybe 10, 12 hours per week of content that is all air quotes family friendly. Can we get one fucking show for adults?
You're doing that WWE Evil. We're talking about like evil characters. Why can't we have WWE After Dark?
Can we get like a Shotgun Saturday Night just as on the network?
So
that'd be a great idea.
Tony, who's gonna host After Dark?
Mia Khalifa.
Gonna take a hard no on.
She no longer wants to be affiliated with her past life, so that's a negative.
I was gonna say Sunny, but she's out here killing motherfuckers.
Boy, listen.
Too soon.
It's like you read the agenda. This motherfucker is a menace to society.
She has 12 pending charges for driving under the influence. And what's she go do? Drive under the influence. And now she's killed someone.
How many times can you fuck up without actually going to jail?
Here's what's crazy.
Been in jail and out.
No. I mean jail. So tie your ass out for a couple years, shit.
So we within
Put
the last
orange fucking jumpsuit on.
Within the last 6 episodes, we talked about her getting another DUI charge and getting escaped because of the damn judge, and I went the fuck off about that. Now here she is allegedly killing somebody, and do you know when it actually happened?
They said it was during the middle of the day. Someone was sitting at a red light, and she hit that person and hit them into somebody.
I mean the date.
5-year-old man got killed.
Do you know what date it happened?
No, I know it was recent.
March 25th. This became a headline on Thursday.
And there's that.
Like, what are we really doing here? Like, are we condoning this degenerate ass behavior?
All I'm gonna say is we knew about Henry Ruggs about 45 minutes after it happened.
Boy,
you do with that what you want, and now they finna do a F1 fucking super race around Vegas.
Insane.
You better.
Insane.
The
Henry Ruggs Invitational.
Y'all on fire tonight. Y'all on fire.
No, they're on fire for this one.
God dang.
You couldn't come up with a worse tribute for someone's life than to have don't get me started. Don't
Sunny Days promo in prison.
Oh. Dave, I'm gonna show you how to make some spread. That's what we're about to do.
I love it.
We just got a shipment of the old WWE sandwiches, the ice cream sandwiches. Watch what we do with that, cherries, and Doritos. Stay tuned, y'all.
Amazing what you can pull off with some hot water and some noodles. Done made a brick. cheese whiz and cut up sausages.
Oh my God. Oh man.
Hey,
you ever spread chunky peanut butter on a honey bun? You need to find out.
Speaking of degenerate canceled motherfuckers, Nash Carter.
Dude, how you get fired on your day off when you're champion?
How
does your wife get you fired on your day off when you're champion?
That last payment didn't clear.
Who is Nash Carter, you ask? Well, Nash Carter is one half of MSK. And
did anybody ever find out what MSK stood for?
Must See Kids.
Is it?
We don't know, but that's the only thing that you can gather that it might be.
Might Smoke Kush.
Must Seek Counseling.
That's it. I'm done. I can't top that. That's it. Tony Snow wins the prize.
Might Slap Kids.
Oh shit. Might Steal Cars.
Oh man. So yeah, he's out of here.
Must Stop Kissing.
And it's another one of these frustrating things, man, because like, number one, the shit that he said and did is despicable to begin with. But number two, on an incredibly shallow note, like Kimberly is one of my wrestling crushes. She's right up there with Allie Catch. And like, these women have given chances to piece of shit men that have fucked them over. You know what I mean? And I'm like, God damn.
Boy. You should have been given a chance to Tony Snow.
Don't ban the snowman.
Don't ban the snowman. Come on,
Tony
man.
Tony ain't gonna beat you. Tony gonna treat you.
Exactly. I'll do nothing but spoil you. Treat you like milk.
I should be Tony Snow's manager just so I can cut promos like that.
You should be my fucking wingman.
Mate, spoil you and Kush.
Makeshift crew.
This man is 27 years old and has decided that it was a good idea a year ago to imitate one of the most notorious mass murderers of any generation.
Pardon?
Will Smith?
Whoa, no.
Man, Will ain't got no bodies that we know of.
No.
They think he caught one in 96, but I ain't really just ready to say that.
Dude, he killed about 8,000 aliens in Independence Day. What the fuck you mean?
I mean, but, you know.
Welcome to Earth.
After reading that police report, it ain't him, but hey, I totally believe Will run with some Goonies. He just can't do the work though. He gotta keep his hands clean.
When you that famous and that rich, you can't do no work. You gotta delegate.
You can't even pinch somebody. It's over for you. You gotta be like, hey, Rollo, go whoop him right now. That's what Will Smith gotta do. Straight up.
That's exactly what you have to do. You cannot do any of this stuff yourself.
Oh, hey guys, I just got booked for a show with the Yin Yang Twins.
Hey,
congratulations.
Look at him stunting while he smoke.
Count this money.
Stunting while he smoke.
Man. You know that.
One of my favorite shows I ever did was with the Yin Yang Twins for what was it? Crunktoberfest in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Man. A beautiful time for all to be had. Rest in peace, Froggy. All right, so what else we got on this agenda? Fuck you, Nash Carter. Let's see here. I wonder what's gonna happen to Wes Lee behind this. Like, what does he find a new partner? Do they up in the belts? Like, what do they do?
He fits the mold of the Nickelodeon brand, but I don't know what you do. Like,
well, they could have put the belts on Imperium, but they broke them up 2 days ago, right before this shit happened.
We just can't have nice shit. Period. Speaking of the can't have nice shit, Kevin Owens was in the ring at Monday Night Raw and was greeted to a beardless Elias.
Ezekiel.
No, it's Elias' younger brother, bro. He looks totally
Ezekiel.
different.
Yeah,
Ebenezer.
that was terrible inside. I was there for that.
Earl.
They weren't fooling with that.
Emmanuel. Ernest.
Do you remember a moment in time when you'd hear a guitar strum and the spotlight would go on Elias and the crowd would yell, "Walk with Elias"? Like, he was over as hell, bro.
Edward.
What's crazy is he was more over coming out. I'm Ezekiel. No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not.
Elias is more over today because of, what's his name? Edwin.
Eleazar.
Dude, I thought he was going to come out with his outfit, the colors he was wearing, and his clean-shaven face. I thought he was about to scream ruthless aggression at Kevin Owens.
Damn.
Yo, but now that he cut his hair and had those flowing locks there about neck length, I understand with the colored tights that he had why people were saying that if he had his beard that he would look too much like Randy Savage.
Like, when he plays bass for Elton?
Dude,
Elton's his name.
He could, but see, if they play this right, he could have an almost Mizdow like spike in popularity.
That's who he looks like, is fucking Damien Mizdow. But that ain't him though.
Example.
Yo, speaking of, could you get Damien Sandow back in WWE and have him be a stunt double for Epstein?
No. Not with that name.
Oh, damn.
Try Eldridge.
Here we go.
Dude, guys, why did they have an NXT title match on Raw?
Speaking of,
because they called off the call up.
Speaking of, because they were apparently
And why did Braun Breaker squash Walter 2 days later?
Why is Braun Breaker not a Steiner?
Thank you. I was about to say
Just change that man's last name. Change that man's last name.
Hurry the fuck up and call that man a Steiner and quit playing games.
Like you've already pulled back the curtain and said that he's the son of Rick Steiner, the nephew of Scott Steiner. Like
as if it wasn't obvious. Come on, a blind man can tell that.
Yeah, I mean, you call him the puppy face gremlin on fucking NXT, and then all of a sudden
that man walk, talk, and breathe like a Steiner.
Like both of them. He looked like both of them in one.
He pulled off the Hurricane Rana though. That was good.
That's not a Hurricane Rana, Ron. That is a Frankensteiner, sir.
My bad.
Mama named him Clay. I'm gonna call him Clay.
Don't you dare besmirch the good name of a Frankensteiner.
Hey, can I get somebody to sit Braun Breaker down and explain to him he's not a fucking cruiserweight? Stay your ass on the ground.
Do I think it'll happen?
Sure, as soon as you can get the same guy to tell Keith Lee the same thing.
Look,
listen.
One thing at a time.
And that's a fight I've been struggling with for 3 years. Go ahead, Ron.
You put Breaker, you throw him in with Rick Boogs, because Boogs already hurt. Hey, just have a Steiner's revamp.
Oh my God.
Rick Boogs already
you
like
bullshitting.
Oh, dude, and another match which you should check out if you can find it, guys. GCW's for the Culture event. Shane Taylor Promotions, gang, pencil pusher.
That is gang.
Shane Taylor Promotions versus the Hitmakers. That match was
whole lot
phenomenal.
of fucking gang shit.
I was actually a mile away from that show and couldn't make it there before the bell time because the bell time was at a staunch 3 p.m. on a Friday afternoon.
You didn't try hard enough.
I'm sorry. The way this bag is set up.
I've got a show with Shane Taylor. In a week, and man, I'm excited because I'll be calling one of his matches. I'm on play-by-play, and I haven't called one of his matches yet. I've known the guy for 5 years plus, but he's wrestling Mr. Wobble, so R.I.P. Mr. Wobble.
To quote Shane Taylor himself,
Mr. Wobble.
Nothing quite says "fuck you" like
saying fuck you.
Yeah, I mean, why substitute?
That and some things in life are best handled by just punching someone in the mouth.
This is true. And this is why Will Smith, he's not in as much trouble with me as he is with everybody else. Sometimes you just got to.
Ron, in your travels this weekend, did we miss anything, or do you have anything that you can share, or that?
No, just throw the questions out there and ask me about it. One thing I do want to say is that I thoroughly enjoyed NXT. Because I went there, I didn't know half the people there, but I feel that they put on a very good show. I was like, okay, we got another disciple or relative of The Rock out here. When I think it was the 6-man ladder match that was going on, that was a very good event right there.
So Sikoa is the truth. They just need to drop his Sikoa shit and call him a Uso, but that's another story.
That's Uso's little brother.
And then going to the Moon guy. The Leprechaun and the rocket ship guy.
Cameron Rock.
Yes. NXT, yeah. He was cool. Then the Little Mac guy who looks like he's Little Mac from Punch Out.
Punch Out.
You know what I'm talking about?
I know. Cool. We haven't watched NXT.
I think his name Grayson something.
Grayson Waller.
That sound about right. Yeah, he was okay. So that was good. And plus, I wanted to say this about shout out to Bianca Belair and Becky Lynch. That was some real deal wrestling them ladies put on. So I definitely want to, give them credit for that. And shout out to Bianca, straight up G taking that boot to the face. Shout out to her.
Man, her eye. Oof, Lord have mercy.
Oh, and I'm sorry, I got to get this off my chest too.
Oh shit,
and
here we go.
I know the good people in WWE listening to this because it's one of the great podcasts ever. They got to stop playing with my man Rey Mysterio Jr. Like he's not a whole legend out here and everything. Of course, him and now hold on before I go forward. Is Dominic an adult or is he a child? Because I don't know, and I want to be careful about the things I say. So is he like a young person or is he like in his 20s?
Oh shit!
I think he's got to be over 18.
Labor laws say that he has to be over the age of 18 to be a professional or sports entertainer. So
wait, who the hell said they following labor laws?
Yeah, but Mid squashed him like he was a 6-year-old on the playground.
How old was he when they had the ladder match for custody? That's how you tell.
Oh,
because he looked probably 11, maybe around 11. So he's probably in early 20s, maybe.
He probably 8 or 9 right there. Because like
he
wouldn't have had that type of growth spurt. Like he wasn't a small kid.
Right.
Yeah, 8 or 9 maybe.
So with that, I'll say this.
And that's 2005, 6?
2000. I would say. I think
So he's
2005.
very much on the door. We're in all agreements.
I want to say Dominic
he's
is at
over
least,
18.
I want to say he's 20.
Okay, so I don't know what type of deal my man Ray got going on with them about letting him get extra racial time.
Oh shit, he's 25.
He's
we
okay,
be forgetting to do
our
our Googles.
Hold on, 25. Let me get right to it then.
Lean in.
I don't know what Ray has told them or said, because respectfully, for him to be 25 and I saw his body talking clear business, I was like, come on, he got to be like 19, 20. Like, now you tell me he's 25. I don't know what type of, because we know the type of situation Ray had before he came back to WWE. You know, getting all that indie money. He had the situation out in Mexico. Now he back. Now it seems like they're playing with him now that his son's going. Because now, hey, I like Logan Paul. I think he got something in the tank. And I think it'd be phenomenal if him and Miz had like some type of feud or something down the line. I think that'd be great. Yeah, I think that'd be great. So with that, Ray come out there, him and Dominic get beat up by the Miz and Logan Paul. I ain't gonna lie, when Logan Paul did the Three Amigos and all the Latino heat stuff, I was a little bit bothered, but I liked it though. So he did what he was supposed to do. You get what I'm saying? So they lose that match. Then on Monday Night Raw, my man, he go ahead and squash Rey Mysterio and beat up Dominic. Miz beats up Dominic. And I'm just kind of like, what they doing with my man Ray? This is not why we seeing Edge. He about to start a whole new faction. Can they do? They must have been like, hey Ray, we about to put you on the cover of WWE 2K22. It ain't been around for a while. Then the other 364 days might be rough for you, Chief. So I don't know. They need to stop.
That does seem like a horrible move, though. Now that you mention that, he's on the cover of the video game you're trying to sell, and he's jobbing out.
He's jobbing out the dudes' names we can't even pronounce.
Oh my God!
I'm sitting in the stands like, Ray must have sent Nathaniel Dominic Alexander with the young man. He needs to go to OVW. Like, he send him to OVW, put a body on that young man.
Al Snow, you listening?
Let him make his father proud, man. Because I don't like how they doing Ray right now.
No cap. He's so young. He's in the age demographic that NXT is shooting for. I think he probably would be the biggest thing on NXT with carrying that name. It might not be a bad move. Because the main roster fans are going to get tired of him at some point, and then you're going to have to send him away anyway.
Well, you want to know what I think is going to happen? And I'm sorry to cut this one. I think is going to happen. I hope they don't wear Dominic out so bad to where it ends up turning Ray heel. Then when it be another match of Ray and Dominic versus somebody, they're going to get whooped. They start cheering for them, getting their brains kicked in. Like Goldberg and his son. Like Goldberg was the face going into versus Lashley, and Lashley was beating the brakes off of him, and fans were cheering. And yes, I would So shout out to Botchbot though. So anyway, with that, I hope Ray, he whatever situation he got, let him go, let him go hang out in NXT maybe, so he can get some respect. And big shout out to Tommaso Ciampa. I love that they gave him his flowers. Shout out to Triple H coming out and doing that at NXT. That was great to see too. Yeah, but they doing my man Ray wrong.
That was actually a good moment for Mania too, when Triple H came out and laid his boots in the ring.
Oh yes, that as well, most definitely. But yeah, my man Ray, him and Dominic gonna be in catering, man. Can
I get Ray versus Ricochet one time?
Before it's too late, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like before it's too late. Can we do some video game stuff with Ray?
That's all he gonna do.
I feel like what we should be able to do is in real time. You put a patch in the game. You can go in and pick Rey Mysterio's opponent for every week. And his outfit.
Let me mark it. Mark what you saying. They're gonna steal it.
Of course they are.
Let me take y'all back to 2014 at the Royal Rumble. Batista comes in at 28. Big E comes in at 29. Number 30 is who?
Rey Mysterio.
It comes out to a chorus of what?
Boos, but that's not his fault.
It's not his fault at all. That's the only time.
In the worst possible position you could put him in.
That's the only time that you're going to get boos out of Rey Mysterio is if you put him in a bad position. Rey is too far gone in his career to get booed by the masses as a heel. you'll get.
I don't believe that though.
I believe you'll get heel out of Dominic before you get out of Ray.
I believe if Ray was to kick Dominic's ass, you boo him.
But would you?
Ooh,
would you get go home heat out of Ray after that though?
It depends on how you build it. Because remember, a long time ago, I said, okay, one of these WrestleManias coming up, you're gonna get the turn. What I thought was that the Mysterios would go into a WrestleMania as tag champs, lose, and then you get the turn from Dominic. Look, WrestleMania 39 is where?
L.A.
Hollywood. What does Vince McMahon say that WWE does?
Sports entertainment.
Vince McMahon says we at WWF/E, we make movies. So what better movie could you think of than a father and son split? Even though we don't really want to see that shit, in the eyes of the audience of one, that's such good shit.
I'm scared we're going to see Eddie Guerrero hologram, but that's another conversation.
Well, then there's that. Shout out to Dominic's outfit that was an Eddie Guerrero tribute.
Yo, why somebody say on Twitter that Dominic came out dressed as Cody Rhodes' neck tat?
Oh, yeah.
That's exactly what he looks like.
Hey.
Oh, shit.
Now that y'all said my man 25, I look at him so differently now. I thought he was at least 19, 20. Now you 25. Nah, Chief. I don't know, man.
You halfway to 30, bro. We gotta handle you different.
Exactly. I'm thinking this. I'm like, man, it's cool. He got old. He's 25. You know. Hey, Vince. You know, Dominic's still on my couch.
Tuesday nights. I feel like him on Tuesday nights, y'all might be missing out.
Vince. You know, you're not too keen on cats and t-shirts, but you got a grown ass man that's 6'1" with a full bodysuit on. Man, let's fix this shit.
My man Ray probably walked in there. Hey, Vince, he been on my couch, man. I gotta get him off my couch. He about to be 26 this year, man.
I gotta get him off my couch.
Yo, man.
Get him down there working on some chest and abs.
He still watch all the stuff. You know, it'll be a quick move. Just let me get a run. And hey, man, shout out. That's what the family's for, though.
Like, Lee is bad enough and mad at you for what you did to Buddy Matthews or Buddy Murphy, but I mean, you know, with Dominic, like he's a man, like he got to go.
We got to do something about that. We got to do something about that haircut though. That mullet got to go. We got to drop fade.
Yo, why did he?
You in Dallas, the perfect place to get
I'm about to
for
say
the Bondo brothers.
he got the drop fade for Texas, fam.
Bro, that. Like, come on! Like,
it could have been a little better. It could be a little better.
You could have jumped in the chair right after Austin Theory.
The top needed to be wavy. You know what I'm saying? And then because the shag was fire. The top needed to be wavy though.
No, I don't need him with a shag, a mullet. I don't need any of that stuff. Matter of fact, Dominic can start wearing a do-rag everywhere he goes.
Oh my God, get big Teddy Long energy there.
Hey, there you go, and only peel it off when it's time to wrestle.
And I'm even thinking this: how crazy would it be? You send Dominic down on Tuesdays. You're seeing like they have a few luchadors left. Restart LWO.
Yo, the Rainbow Championship Wrestling decides that they need to get the LWO, and then next thing you know, Dominic is carrying the Skittle. AKA the NXT Championship.
Then he there's a switch on the back of the title so you can change the color of the lights, and he changes it to red and green.
For real,
they too much juice away.
Yo, for real, they got to change the name of that title to the fucking Skittle. Like, give it a nickname. Like, they had the big gold belt. Now get it.
It's called it's the glow stick. That's what you call the title from now on. Friday night, Tuesday night for the glow stick.
Dominic and LWO. He said, "Dad, I'm off your couch and I'm a champion now."
See?
Hell no. Oh shit. That's it. Tony Snow, where you at, bro?
I'm on Rey Mysterio's couch.
Dominic, that you? Yo, Tony Snow, thank you, bro. We appreciate you as always. Ron Murray.
Yes, sir.
Hit him with that shit one time, man.
Price this win up. You know what it is.
Straight like that.
Man, you can't do it no better than that, man. We'll catch y'all next week. Suave, take him to the house.
Pencil pushers. Heads up. Pencils down.
You got many others like us, but we the originals and we the longest running. Fuck with your mama.
Hi, mama.
No.
Dog said,
You trying to get somebody gunned down. You what? My precious mama? Shit.
And I'll be what'd you say?
I'll be doggone if I disappoint my precious mama. Boy.
That's one of my favorite lines. I swear that's like a wrestling promo. I'll be doggone. Oh shit.
Yes,
yo,
sir.
y'all.
That's Mid-South for your ass.
Man, I appreciate y'all, man. We'll wrap. This will be up at noon tomorrow.
Bet that.
All right. Hey, no problem. But, and I do have one question before I get out of here.
Yo.
So, like, in all seriously, though, why are they hoeing Rey Mysterio like that? Like, why?
Because they don't respect Mexican Americans.
They waited for that.
Because I'm like, why Ray just taking this? Like, he can go get a bag for like 60, 70K at an event, but he just getting squashed.
It's the same reason why 50-year-olds don't do career changes. They don't.
Enough said. That makes sense. That makes sense.
At this point, I'm glad they're still paying Ray because they could have just hold him out for real.
He's got to be making mad money because when he was on the indie scene, he was getting 20 grand a booking. So he's got to be making some mad money.
Oh, he gonna get paid like that till the mask don't show no more.
He letting people play with his mask like Logan Paul was playing with his mask.
Bro,
like,
that's what I don't understand. This is the only luchador in the history of luchadorism to lose a mask and then put it back on, and people forgot that he lost his mask. And he lost it.
Ray probably
things that happen outside of the WWE universe do not exist. So in Vince's eyes, they've never seen his face. Even though we bought the footage and we put it on the network, and you can see his face. Hey, listen,
let me tell you something. I got proof that this is him, but what you looking at ain't what you seeing. You feel me?
Yeah, this another one. This ain't the one from Wish.
It's a whole other another right here. This you ain't know.
Me like
they still look like he's 12.
Like two Ultimate Warriors.
How he got he got like one chin whisker and it's like silver. His chin whisker look like my whole face.
He's like, what we have here is the Ultimate Warrior. What you was watching was the Renegade.
Yeah, that warrior, that solo, that single name shit. Nah, too much gas. We had the real. That Dingo. We got Dingo. That's baby pictures at Summer Jam right there. Nah, we had the ultimate. Anything else that you had, we ain't fucking with. That shit's
time. You had a filthy animal. We have the gloat. The greatest luchador of all time. We have the gloat. You had a member of the filthy animal.
They had the gloat and the gamote at the same time.
It's like you can't tell the difference between him and Juventud Guerrero if you shave the head.
Man, shout out to my dog Juventud, man.
The juice is loose. Hoovy juice. Oh shit.
A match I forgot to mention though, man. My second highlight match of the week that I actually saw go down. Fucking Mia Yim and Athena was fire at the Mark Hitchcock Invitational. That match
Damn,
was
I forgot
unreal.
that happened here.
Yeah, see, honestly, there is so much wrestling here, and I don't think any other city could pull it off with the venues that they have. And I'm not even trying to cap for Dallas at all. But I don't think any other city could pull off as many wrestling events as this city had over the course of 4 days. They should really come up with some kind of wrestling festival like once a year that does not have to revolve around WrestleMania for just the Metroplex, because everybody was here active. And it's the first time where Impact was actually in the mix for some shit. And Impact's been around, next year be 20 years? This is the first.
I mean, VIP does Texas Mania every year, and this year was the biggest one they had. They had tons of different people involved.
But they always do it around WrestleMania in the same city as WrestleMania.
No, they always do Texas Mania every year, just around WrestleMania time. They do Texas Mania.
Because 19 was 19 in Orlando? 2019? 35?
Yeah, I mean they've gone to the cities, but
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, like they did. Yeah, exactly. My bad. And then fucking shit. What was the other one I was gonna mention? I don't know, but that fucking Mia Yim and fucking Athena's wrestling Swerve at Pro Wrestling Revolver next week.
Damn.
Damn.
Yeah, Shane Strickland and Athena next week. First time ever.
That's gonna be fire because Shane can dial it back and still he still do the moves and not make him hurt. So
how long before Athena's back on TV?
Dude, I work with her husband a few times a month, and he said it's coming.
Who's she married to?
Matt Palmer.
Did he clear that with us?
They've been married for a few years, bro.
Nah, bro.
I've never said anything inflammatory.
Get his ass on the show. We need to talk to him.
He's at Red River every month and Texoma.
Oh, I'll be calling his match. He better be nice.
That's how I've gotten to know her, because she'll ride along and she'll come out and help produce some of the matches and shit. But yeah, no, there's been interest from AEW. They're just trying to work shit out.
I like it.
Man, but all right, fellas, let me jump up out of here and everything. I appreciate y'all again.
Hey, man, we appreciate you, Ron. And doors open anytime, man. Tony, you too, bro. Appreciate it, man.
But yeah, Matt Palmer and Athena on last Saturday night. Matt Palmer and Athena tagged at Metroplex Wrestling. They did a mixed tag. It was fucking dope.